Radio Retrofuture.
Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen to a new episode of Radio Retrofuture, and tonight I am here with David Fisher, who is, among other things, a game designer. But before we get to our guest, let me ask you to, if you enjoy these kind of videos, please give this video a like and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For you gaming enthusiasts out there, I also made a new Steampunk Gaming group on Facebook, which is simply called Steampunk Gaming. So if you want to share games like the ones we're going to talk about in a minute, you're welcome to join that group. And share your gaming experience or some other game titles that nobody ever heard of. And let me tell you, I found some interesting steampunk related titles just these last 2 days when I started looking for games like this. So, but back to you, David. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks.
Okay, and before we start talking about your game, your card game, Empires of Steam, could you please tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I'm a graphic designer and architect. I live in North Carolina, United States. I enjoy gaming with my family, and I really love just designing everything. I do woodworking, I do website design, and a lot of it is for personal and also for business. And so when I was thinking about joining the game love that my family has and design, put them together, and I've always loved steampunk.
Where did the idea from Empires of Steam come from? Was it is it based on an existing game that you really enjoy playing with your family?
Not really. I was talking with my son. He's 11 years old, and like I said, I've always loved the idea of steampunk. I thought that would be a really cool niche to do a game in. So, he and I just kept going back and forth until we came up with this idea, and it grew from there. I mean, it started out completely different. It's now what we see as Empires of Steam.
So, how did you learn about steampunk?
Seeing the pictures on the internet, the gears and the steam, and all the metalworking that goes with it, and mixing it with the wood. I've always liked that kind of thing. So I've known about the style for quite a while. Never chose to do something on my, staying in the home with it until now.
So you're now running a Kickstarter. I think that Kickstarter ends today. Am I right?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So will it be available in every game store or just through a website?
So honestly, the Kickstarter campaign is going to fail on this first round. I'm working right now about getting a collaborator in the marketing side, talking with some other people so that I can bring it back to Kickstarter in a few months.
Okay.
I definitely plan on continuing it. I will have this game back on Kickstarter. It will probably be 2 or 3 months, but this first round was a great way to practice, see where I needed to improve on the actual crowdfunding part, and I've got a lot of positive responses on the game itself.
Yeah.
So I just need to be able to get the word out there.
Yeah, I saw one review.
Undead Viking.
Oh yeah, Undead Viking. Yeah, he was really positive about the game, also because it was quite unique. When I looked at the review he did, I was kind of reminded of Machiavelli. Are you familiar with that card game?
I am not.
Like the name says, it's Machiavelli. It's based on the Italian city-states and like nobility competing with one another, and they have to build also buildings that generate wealth or some other resource, and you can sabotage them as well. So it has very much of the same themes going on as I saw in the Undead Viking review. Yeah, please tell us a little bit about the game and what makes it, according to you, unique.
I think the most unique part that I like about it, which is what several other people have mentioned, was it has a lot of the same rules of deck building games end with the size of your deck. And this one, that's only halfway through the game. So once you've built this deck, now you've actually got to put those cards on the table and build your empire. It's that strategy between collecting the right number of cards and the correct cards, but then as you're placing them on the table, you can't use them anymore. So, at one point you start building your empire, and so it's sort of, that strategy of timing more than anything else that makes it most unique to other similar card games.
So, what games do you usually play, and did those games have any effect on how you developed your own game?
Well, the most common, we were playing Dominion, and that probably was one of the biggest influencers on this with deck building. But we've been playing a lot of, Ticket to Ride, and we just got Oregon Trail, which is off the old Cardgame. Probably not something I should admit, but my wife likes to do party games, and that's typically not found in these kind of things. But yeah, Dominion and Ticket to Ride are probably the two biggest recent ones that we've been playing.
So, what kind of cards can we expect? I've seen like a lot of city, like platform cards with building cards that you stack on top of each other. Are there also characters in the game or machines?
So on this edition, the first one, there's very few characters. Most of it is wherever you're going to build your empire, you need to start with a platform. You can build it on water, therefore you need the water platform or the ocean platform. On land or in the sky. You need to create a nice foundation on land or on sea before you can get into the air, which is the ultimate goal. And from there, once you establish this link that connects you from ground to sky, really how you can finalize the game is once you get 3 of the highest cards in the sky. That may not make you the winner because it's all off of population points. And in the game are the saboteurs and a couple others similar to that, the evil side, and then your guard, which will defend against those, the ones that will fight against.
Yeah, saboteurs, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So you had guard cards, the building cards, the saboteurs cards. Because you dropped off a little bit in that part there, the objective of the game is to get...
To finish the game, the ending is you had to place 3 grand halls in the sky. But if someone else has built so many other cards of high population, then they may also win versus the person that has put in these grand halls. For the game to end, the grand hall needs to be placed 3 times in the sky.
Yeah.
That can be placed by anybody. That does not necessarily mean that you're the winner, because winning comes from totaling all your population points, and whoever's got that high number.
Yeah, now I get it. So the 3 halls basically end the game. The existing Kickstarter ends tomorrow and you will restart it in 3 months. So what is the major change you're gonna make in your Kickstarter campaign, and what else can supporters expect?
The biggest thing, I'm bringing in somebody that does marketing professionally.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest change I need to make, is being able to get the word out there before I start the campaign better than I did. The other thing that's the biggest change is bringing my total goal to a much lower number. To do this, I'm looking at some other printers that can get my game at a lower cost, and also I'm going to remove the book of art. Those 2 things can get me substantially lower on my goal.
Okay.
And I still plan to offer the book, but as an additional after the fact. I think those 2 major changes will improve the game dramatically.
When the other Kickstarter will be a success, you plan to make more expansions for this game?
So I'm working on 4 games currently.
Okay.
And only one is Empires of Steam. But once the name gets out there a little more, I certainly plan on part of it's going to be underground, and as you were talking about, probably adding a few characters to future versions as well. We'll see what's to come.
Let's keep it at that. So is there something you'd want to say to the audience before we sign off?
I appreciate talking to you, and hopefully you'll check back with me on Empires of Steam.
Yeah, I'm very curious to what it will look like and how people will respond. Because it does have quite some coverage, so you've got that going for you. Maybe because now is the holiday season, maybe that also has affected how the Kickstarter performed right now. Who knows?
I hope that was part of it.
So let that be a warning for everyone who wants to start a Kickstarter. Don't run it during the holiday season. And so we learn something new every day. Well, David, I'm sorry for the short interview, but technical difficulties. But I learned something new. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope people will keep an eye on Empires of Steam. Keep watching that, and of course, keep watching Radio Retrofuture. And as always, make it your way.